All right, we're welcome everyone to the regular board meeting of the Pittsburgh Water and Sewer Authority for February 25th, 2022. The board did meet in executive session to discuss personnel matters and some legal issues. No formal votes were taken on any of the resolutions. Deb, would you do the roll call?
Absolutely. Ms. McCormick Barron.
Here.
Ms. Cristello.
Here.
Mr. Domock.
Here.
Ms. Leber.
Here.
Dr. Morell.
Here.
Mr. Schuley.
Here.
Ms. Strasburger.
Here.
Mr. Thomas.
Here.
Mr. Turner.
Present.
All 9 board members are present.
Very good. Deb, do we have any speakers for public comment?
We have no public comment registered for today.
All right, very good. Let's move to the approval of the minutes of January 28th, 2022. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Audrey Morell.
Thank you, Audrey. Is there a second?
Second, Peg McCormick Barron.
Thanks, Peg. Any discussion? All in favor of approving the minutes of January 28th, 2022, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, very good. The minutes are approved. Let's move to reports and updates. We'll start with Ed Barca. Thank you, Ed, from the Finance Department.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of the PWSA board. Included in your board packet is the finance report through January 31st, 2022. Within the finance report, you will see that year-to-date receipts are up 49.3%, or approximately $4.9 million. Please note that that large increase really is a result of the timing of payments, as well as the comparison to January 2021, which was heavily impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. I do expect receipts growth to normalize as we progress through the year here in 2022. I also want to point out that PWSA's rate increase went into effect mid-January. This means that collections from the rate increase, including the new stormwater fee, will be reflected in the Finance Board report next month. So you will not see the stormwater fee this month just because of the billing and collection cycle. You will see it in next month's report. PWSA's external financial audit for fiscal year 2021 is well underway, with the completion of the audit expected in March or April of this year. Once complete, the audit will be posted on PWSA's website, and I will also report the financial results to the PWSA Board of Directors. It is at this time I'll turn it back over to the board and answer any questions that they may have. Thank you.
Any questions or comments for Mr. Barca? Okay, thanks, Ed. Let's move to the engineering department. Mr. King.
Good morning, Chair Schuley and members of the board. I want to begin by congratulating both the PWSA Stormwater Group as well as the City of Pittsburgh Planning Department for their receipt of the 2021 Civil Engineering Award of Merit from the American Society of Civil Engineers, ASCE, the Pittsburgh section, for our Stormwater Code and Ordinance Review and Update, acronym SCORU, project, which was received February 19th, 2022. One of the distinctions identified in the selection of this project was Pittsburgh's emphasis on the need to change forecasting and stormwater projections to account for climate change, where Pittsburgh is one of the first cities in the United States to adopt this practice. So I'm proud of our team, their hard work in the preparation of this update, and note that it will be going into effect on March 31st, 2022. Next, thank you to the board for your approvals during the January meeting. I can inform you that the construction team is gearing up to begin the 2 2021 small diameter water main replacement contracts and 3 2022 lead service line replacement contracts in March. Combined, these contracts will ultimately address the replacement of 6.5 miles of aging water mains between 4 and 12 inches in diameter, and will determine the service line material of about 2,750 locations throughout the city, majority residential, replacing any lead service lines where they are found. The total combined construction cost is projected at $52.4 million. So that we're back in the lead removal business again. And finally, I'll provide an update on the ongoing progress that we're making with regards to the water reliability plan projects. On February 1st, we received the public water supply permit for construction of the Rising Main 4 rehabilitation project. This work is scheduled to take place in early 2023. And this will take place after the completion of obviously the Rising Main 3 rehabilitation, because both can't be out at the same time, as well as the Highland 2 reservoir liner and cover replacements. Currently, the PADP is in the process of reviewing the 6 remaining active public water supply permit applications on board. That's the redundant land for Rising Main, the Aswell Pump Station, Brecon Pump Station, and Clearwell Emergency Response Projects, the Highland Reservoir Pump Station, the Highland Reservoir Supply and Rising Main Project. Those are the 6 that remain for construction permit receipt. We'll continue to keep the board updated on these permits in future meetings. And then with respect to the ongoing construction projects, the construction efforts with regards to Rising Main 3 rehabilitation and replacement are fully underway. Our contractors are in the field and have successfully started that project. The material manufacturing, fabrication, and shipping of the Highland 2 reservoir liner and cover is ongoing and on schedule. Engineering and operations are coordinating on performing preemptive test shuts to allow us to isolate the Highland 2 reservoir from the system demonstration project next week, which is in advance of officially taking the reservoir offline for what we anticipate to be a 9-month period for the replacement of the liner and cover, which will begin officially on March 15th. So that gives you an overview of the WRP. I'll turn it back over to the board for any questions.
Any questions or comments for Mr. King? Well, Barry, I'd like to just congratulate you for being named in the Pittsburgh Business Times top 20 engineers. That's quite an honor. I read that article with interest and read your comments, which I thought were very good. Congratulations on that honor. We're very happy that you were named part of that group, and we're happy to have you as our director.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's move to the Chief Executive Officer's report.
Good morning, Chair Shuley, members of the board, and members of the public tuning in. As Ed and Barry laid out, we're beginning 2022 with a lot of progress, continued progress on the finance and engineering front. I would like to recognize our operations team for their efforts last weekend from the wee hours of the morning into the day. We did have increased river height and volume and more debris than we're used to having on the Allegheny River, where we draw our water source, and it required an operational response, sort of an all hands on deck to make sure that we could keep our treatment plant operational and provide safe and clean drinking water to our customers. And so it's just an example of how our operations management and staff always take the call. They jump in, and oftentimes their efforts go unseen, but I want to recognize them for working pretty much around the clock last weekend to make sure that the treatment plant was operational. So hats off to them. And I always look for opportunities to call out our women and men out in the field who often don't get the kudos that they deserve. Shifting over to the performance metric of the month, you may have caught it, Board of Directors, in your performance report that under the average time to review development permit applications, we are at 18 days, and our goal is 30 days. And we have maintained well under 30 days for turnaround for about 3 years. But prior to that, the average was 80 days. So this is an area of the organization that we're continuing to improve. When you think about PWSA, you may not immediately consider us as a partner in development. However, most new development gets routed to us in some form or fashion, and we do our best to turn around those permit applications so that we can promote growth and participate as partners in the development of our city. So we also have offered a new online permitting system recently, which we believe will only enhance that experience for our developers. And the board likely caught that as part of our new rate structure in 2022, we no longer have development tap fees, which were often criticized by the development community as impediments for especially smaller scale development with respect to affordable housing and other projects that provide a larger community benefit. So we worked with the finance team through the PUC process to eliminate that fee. So for projects that come in the door this year, that will no longer be a consideration. And again, this is really hats off to what we call the development services team, which is a collaboration between our public affairs team and engineering group to turn around these permits and engage our development in a development community in a productive conversation again. So we are a partner and not an impediment in these projects that many of us want to advance. So with that, I will end my remarks and open it up to any questions that the board may have.
Any questions for Will, comments? Will, if you wouldn't mind, I mean, I know we didn't have any speakers today. As you know, we've had many speakers over the last few board meetings regarding 4 Mile Run, and there was a recent announcement from the mayor's office. Perhaps you could cover that in a minute or two, just for anybody that's interested in listening out there.
Sure, I'd be happy to. Last week, the mayor's office announced that they were canceling the transportation or what's known as the connector component of the 4 Mile Run Monocline connector project. And this is a project that we have jointly endeavored upon with the city. And the connector portion of that project has been somewhat controversial. The new mayoral administration has canceled that component, but is leaving the trail in place. So we believe that this won't fundamentally alter the stormwater project, which is currently undergoing permit review by Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection. We are going to continue to collaborate with the city and do everything that we can to deliver the stormwater benefits to the community for this project. So our renewed focus, now that we have some clarity on the city's portion of the project, is really to get us through the permitting process and move us into construction.
All right, thank you, Will. Any other comments or questions for Will? Okay, we'll move to the resolutions. Resolution number 23. And I'll start by reading this. We want to proposing that we amend the bylaws to change the annual meeting date from which is normally the month of February to next month to the month of March. May I have a motion?
This is BJ, so moved.
Thank you, BJ.
Second, Audrey Morel.
Thank you, Audrey. Any discussion? All in favor of moving the annual meeting to the month of March, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, resolution number 23 is approved. Resolution number 24. Rebecca Zito.
Yes, hello, good morning, Honorable Board Chair and members of the board. Before you today is a resolution requesting approval of the 2022 Developers Manual updates. The updates to the manual reflect the new regulations and fees contained within the PUC approved tariff, which was effective January 12, 2022. Additionally, we began using our new City Grows permitting system for development permits in January. The updates reflect the new processes required for City Grows, and the updates will help guide applicants through each step of the process for a more efficient and simplified experience. With this resolution, we request your approval of the 2022 Development Manual updates. And myself and Julia Shola, who is our Industry Relations Manager, are both available to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions regarding, well, let's start with, may I have a motion?
Motion to approve Erica Strasburger.
Eric, is there a second?
Second, Mark Thomas.
Thank you, Mark. All right, any discussions? All right, all those in favor of resolution number 24, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, resolution number 24 is approved. Thanks, Rebecca. Resolution number 25, Julie Quigley.
Good morning, Board Chair and members of the board. Resolution number 25 is a request to authorize Shannon Barkley, Corporate Counsel for the Pittsburgh Water and Sewer Authority, to act as power of attorney for the purposes of making application to the Allegheny County Office of Property Assessments or any other legal body to file for tax exemption of authority-owned real estate at 6122 Mifflin Road in the 31st Ward.
Thank you, Julie. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Audrey Morel.
Thank you, Audrey. Is there a second?
Second. Thomas.
Well, I think it was a tie there between Rosemarie and Mark. So so we have a second. Any discussions? All right, all those in favor of resolution number 25, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any
Aye.
opposed? Any abstentions? All right, resolution number 25 is approved. Resolution number 26, Mr. Saderi.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Resolution number 26 is approving the award of option year 3 of a professional services agreement for the CSO flow monitoring program to ADS Environmental Services. This comes out of the operating budget, $720,000.
Thank you, Frank. May I have a motion?
So moved. This is BJ.
Thanks, BJ. Is there a second?
Second, Peg McCormick Barron.
Thank you, Peg. Any discussion? All those in favor of resolution number 26, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, resolution number 26 is approved. Resolution number 27, BJ McFadden.
Good morning. Resolution number 27, approving the award of multiple capital contracts for the 2022 large meter replacement project, option number 3, to Neptune Technology Group Incorporated, LB Water, and Badger Meter. This is a cumulative capital budget of $1,112,499.80.
Thank you, BJ. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Mark Thomas.
Thank you, Mark. Is there a second?
Second,
Audrey,
Peg
I think you
McCormick Barron.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Peg. Any discussion? All those in favor of resolution number 27, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, resolution number 27 is passed. Resolution number 28, Barry.
Resolution number 28 is a request for the board's approval of an amendment of a professional services agreement under our capital budget for the Aspinwall Water Treatment Plant electrical and backup power improvements project to Mott McDonald LLC in the amount of $43,286.28 For reference, Montmac has been providing electrical engineering support services that are related to the Duquesne Light design of new electrical services and substations at both the Aspinwall Water Treatment Plant and the Brecken Pump Station as part of the WRP projects. They have also been providing us with support that relates to PWSA's Uninterrupted System Service Plan, the USSP submission, which we did successfully make on February 18th, 2022. Staff recommends that the board approve this amendment.
Thank you, Barry. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Mark Thomas.
Thank you, Mark. Is there a second?
Second, Erica Strasberger.
Thank you, Erica. Any discussion? All those in favor of resolution number 28, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, resolution number 28 is approved. Resolution number 29, Barry.
Resolution number 29 is a request for the board's approval of a change order of a capital contract for construction of the 2020 small diameter small diameter sewer rehabilitation contract 1 to In Situ Form Technologies LLC in the amount of $734,528.82, as well as an amendment of a professional services agreement for construction management and construction inspection services to Mott McDonald LLC in the amount of $137,000. This project consists of proactive trenchless rehabilitations of sewer mains of 36 inches in diameter and less, located in the Brighton Heights, Hazelwood, and Southside Slope neighborhoods of the city of Pittsburgh. The rehab will restore structural integrity, reduce root intrusion, and reduce I&I infiltration and inflow through the installation of cured in place pipe liners. Work will also include excavated point repairs and manhole repairs as required. Staff recommends that the board approve this amendment.
Thanks, Barry. May I have a motion?
So moved, BJ.
Thank you, BJ. Is there a second?
Second, Erica Strasberger.
Thank you, Erica. Discussion. So Barry, I guess, my thought on this is perhaps you could let us know why this is a change order. Generally, the technology that we're using for In Situ Form, we know that the extent generally, and this is trenchless completely. So why was there a need for a change order?
It's a great question. This particular project, when we've defined the scope originally, it was a specific location and set of sewer segments to be evaluated. It was through the actual completion of the CCTV that there was additional work that's the same segments, no expansion in the actual scope as far as what area is covered, but you don't know exactly what repairs are going to be needed at the time that you originally set the project value. So that's why you have to come back after that's finalized to increase the number to reflect what the actual findings are in the field.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments or questions for Barry? All those in favor of resolution number 29, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, resolution number 29 is approved. Resolution number 30.
Resolution number 30 is a request for the board's approval to award a capital contract for the construction of the 2020 large diameter sewer rehabilitation project to Spinello Companies in the amount of $1,497,330. The scope includes rehabilitating approximately 1,500 feet of large diameter sewers. Those are the sewers that are 36 inches in diameter and greater throughout in these locations. Segments of the sewer were selected based on their poor condition as assessed from previous CCTV inspections and the potential high cost and consequence of their failure within that local service area. So staff recommends that the board approve this award.
Thank you, Barry. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Mark Thomas.
Thank you, Mark. Is there a second?
Second, Erica Strasberger.
Thank you, Erica. Discussion. Barry, we understand that this particular contract did not have any diversity supplier totals. Perhaps you'd like to talk about that a little bit.
So what I'd like to do is, Will and I were discussing this matter earlier. If Will, did you want to potentially field that question?
Sure, I'd be happy to, Barry. Chair Shuley, this is a contract that obviously, due to the non-participation in the supplier diversity program goal, we did a lot of research to help explain why. We obviously don't like to see a contract before the board where they have not been able to put forward a goal. However, in this particular instance, we went and looked at the other bids that were put forward, and they also had minimal, if not in some instances, also a 0% goal. And the engineering construction team believes that reflects the nature of the work under this particular contract. I will add that as part of the procurement process, because this is a Penvest funded award, that the bidders were required to solicit a partnership with MBEs in the state, and they have certified that they did not hear back from any of them. So a combination of the nature of the work and an inability to identify partners is really what brings us here today. But again, like I said, we're not happy about it in this particular instance, though I will say, as you can see in your performance report, our overall supplier diversity program goals are being met. Just we did not find it feasible with this particular contract. Barry, feel free to add anything else that I might have missed.
I think you covered it well.
Well, for the record, I want to say that this board is committed to our diversity supplier goals. As you indicated, in general, we're doing fairly well. We want every vendor, no matter the circumstances, to do their best to meet these goals. And we will do everything in our power to make sure that those goals are met. And I understand the nature of this work and the complexity of this work. And obviously we have Penvest funding involved in some of these projects as well, and I understand the need to move forward. Are there any other comments from board members regarding resolution number 30?
I'll just add that even though it's outside of the scope of this particular contract and award, I think it's incumbent upon us to, as us and other quasi-governmental or authorities, to partner with private industry to do everything we can to make sure that, despite, regardless of the specificity of the project, there are minority and women-owned businesses and a diverse set of contractors who can do the work. I think that we've done what we can in this instance, but overall, I know that we're working as an authority toward the goal that I just stated, and we need to continue to do that. And it's outside of the scope of every single project. It is a larger partnership to make sure that we're creating a pipeline of talent that is diverse in nature, working for the firms that we seek to do contracts with, and then working to help them up the leadership ladder to own these businesses as well. So just wanted to state that for the record. I know that there are many board members who share that opinion, and that PWSA leadership on staff shares that opinion and is working on that. So and there are many things that the staff are doing and the board is doing to that end.
Thank you, Erica. Any other questions or comments, discussion?
I just want to add to what Erica said, just to also make it known that the board has formed a subcommittee to look at the issues of supplier diversity to be much more deliberate in terms of paying attention to it and looking at innovative approaches. And so I agree 100% with Erica's sentiment and just want to echo that.
Thank you, Audrey. Any others? All right, all those in favor of resolution number 30, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, resolution number 30 is approved. Resolution number 31, Barry.
Resolution number 31 is a request for the board's approval of an amendment of a professional services agreement for the design and engineering services for the 2021 large diameter sewer rehabilitation project to HDR Engineering Incorporated in the amount of $55,895.21. For reference, this project is part of a proactive plan to replace aging infrastructure and to coordinate our work with the South Side Park project that's underway. The scope involves the rehabilitation of approximately 1,245 linear feet of 72-inch brick sewer that was constructed back in 1897 within the South Side Park. The sewer was selected based on its current condition and the consequences of failure, as well as conjointly working with this project at the same time. So staff recommends that the board approve this amendment.
Thank you, Barry. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Audrey Morale.
Thank you, Audrey. Is there a second?
Second, BJ.
Thank you, BJ. Any discussion? Barry, thanks for the description. You know, it's always good to know that we have brick sewers that were built in 1897 that are 72 inches in diameter. So if that doesn't scare us all, yeah, I don't know what.
Alex, I
I'm
have
sorry,
one
go ahead,
quick
Rosemaria.
question. I have
Go
just one quick question. Just seeing through all of these resolutions and requesting amendments, like this is an increase to what we had already approved. And I'm just wondering, it says the funding source is the capital budget. Have we accounted for these additional expenses after we approve them? Have we accounted for any of these changes?
Would it be wise for me to answer that, or do we want Ed? Because
Well,
I'll take it from my point of view.
Right. Okay, you start, Barry.
So for engineering, when we do have a change, we have developed a system, and Ed has been effectual at monitoring where we have an increase in one project. We thereby need to look and see where we can come up with cost savings or reductions of other line items in other projects. So it's not as if this one's creating a new bump up in what the approved CIP is. We're moving projects within the CIP as necessary to be able to ensure that we can cover this. If Ed wants to add anything to that, please feel free to do so.
Yeah, I think you hit all the main points there, Barry. I mean, essentially, if there is an increase, we do look to make sure if it's within the budget that was originally approved, and if not, as Barry said, we'll move money from another project or defer that project and, you know, send those funds needed to the increase. So really the net result is a net zero change overall. It's just, you know, we're just moving monies within what was approved for that year. So it's not an additional incremental charge on top of what was approved. We're working with what was approved overall, if that makes sense.
So just for clarification on my end, when we approve certain contracts, we go with the lowest bidder, lowest and most responsible one. Have we looked to see after they request these increases, if the runner up was closer to that, or are we paying attention to any of these maybe patterns that are happening or not?
We have, and so there is a immediate need for us when we see a request for a change order to confirm what the origin of the change order is. And for this one, and you'll see in most of the board or all the board resolutions that involve a change order or an amendment, I will attempt to give clear reference to whether this was an owner directed change, which means it was something that we identified during the course of the construction phase or during a change that occurred that was beneficial to the authority, or if it's an error and omission or some other form of origin, we will give credit to that. We have been working to try to minimize anything that is unforeseen, to try to ensure we're catching it during the design. So we are doing lessons learned from when these changes occur, and we are tracking back to see if there are trends, as far as especially those ones that aren't unforeseen, to see if there is a trend in a particular contractor or consultant, escalating those and managing to those points.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Rosemaria, for those questions. They were good questions. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor of resolution number 31, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, resolution number 31 is approved. Resolution number 32, Barry.
Resolution number 32 is a request for the board's approval of an amendment of a professional services agreement under our capital for design and engineering services and design services during construction for our 2020 sewers under structures contract number 2 project to Wade Trim in the amount of $158,112. As we've discussed previously, sewers under structures program is specific to rehabilitating and relocating sewers that are located under or adjacent to major infrastructure such as buildings, bridges, roadways, major utilities, and steep slopes. The contract here is addressing infrastructure that's in the 28th Street Bridge located in Polish Hill, the Bennett Street located in Homewood, Flemington Street located in Greenfield, and Washington's Landing located in Allegheny River. This is our first request, and following up on my prior discussion with Rosemaria, this is specifically due to unforeseen conditions at the Flemington site, which required that additional slope stability be addressed with regards to the steep slope in that location. So staff recommends that the board approve this award.
All right, thank you, Barry, for that explanation. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Peg McCormick Barron.
Thanks, Peg. Is there a second?
Second, Mark Thomas.
Thank you, Mark. Any discussion? All those in favor of resolution number 32, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, resolution number 32 is approved. Resolution number 33, Barry.
Resolution number 33 is a request for the board's approval to award a professional services agreement under capital for our construction management and inspection services for the Southside Flats sewer separation project to H.R. Gray in the amount of $308,465.71. For reference, this project consists of designing the separated storm sewer system to reduce combined sewer overflows from both the M16 and M15 sewer sheds. Staff recommends that the board approve this award.
Thank you, Barry. May I have a motion?
To approve.
So moved. This is BJ.
Thank you, BJ. Is there a second?
Second, Mark Thomas.
Thank you, Mark. Any discussion? All those in favor of resolution number 33, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, resolution number 33 is approved. Resolution number 34, Barry.
Resolution number 34 is a request for the board's approval of a change order of the capital contract for the construction of the Flory Way stormwater infrastructure improvements to A. Felino Incorporated in the amount of $200,500. I want to note that this project is being completed as a cost share with the city of Pittsburgh, where DOMI will be reimbursing PWSA for all costs associated with the improvement of all roadway and sidewalk related infrastructure. And PWSA is paying only for the amount that's associated with the stormwater and sewer related infrastructure improvements. This is the completion of the project. A majority of this change is due to the subsurface geotechnical stabilization that was identified as an unforeseen field condition for the soil and subsurface conditions. And a majority of this percentage will be ultimately reimbursed by DOMI, but as part of this agreement, PWSA is responsible, as it's our contractor, for paying for the costs up front, but we will see the reimbursement. Staff recommends that the board approve this award.
Thank you. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Audrey Morale.
Thank you, Audrey. Is there a second?
Second, Peg McCormick Barron.
Thank you, Peg. Any discussion?
What percentage of that increase is reimbursable to us? Because it's, what is it, like 33% uptick in that change order? So what percentage do we get?
Yeah, and this one, I believe it's 30%. This one isn't a 50-50, just based on the difference between what the cost is for the stormwater infrastructure versus the roadway, but I believe it'll be a 30%. I'll have to go back. The majority of these costs being associated directly to the roadway, a majority of the costs specific to this change order will be reimbursed by the city.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
I got a question. Is this a Brick Street?
I will need to confirm that for you.
Yeah, they
Board
got
Member Dillon.
Brick Street repavings in the bid tab. They're light there. Just to go to the prior question from Rosa.
Understood. And I will follow up with you on that one.
Thank you.
I do believe it is, but let me check.
Any other questions or comments? All those in favor of resolution number 34, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? Resolution number 34 is approved. Resolution number 35, Barry.
Resolution number 35 is a request for the board's approval of a professional services agreement under our capital for the Stewart Avenue Stormwater Improvements Project to AKRF Incorporated in the amount of $373,368.46. This project is for the implementation of stormwater improvements within the Carrick neighborhood in coordination with the city of Pittsburgh DOMI. The project area includes Stewart Avenue, Parkdale Avenue, Carroll Circle, Esther Way, and Horning Street. This project is located within the Sawmill Run watershed, and the project's design goal is to manage the area's stormwater runoff, mitigate flooding issues, and downstream Sawmill Run waterway degradation. Please note that this project is a 50-50 cost share under the design phase with the city of Pittsburgh, and construction cost share split will be determined upon completion of the design, whereby that percentage will be identified at the final construction cost estimate, where we can identify what burden is associated with roadway and sidewalk and what is with regards to stormwater. Staff recommends that the board approve this award.
Thank you, Barry. May I have a motion?
So moved. This is BJ.
Thank you, BJ. Is there a second?
Second, Audrey Morale.
Thank you, Audrey. Any discussion? All those in favor of resolution number 35, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? Resolution number 35 is approved. Resolution number 36, Barry.
Resolution number 36 is a request for the board's approval of an amendment of a professional services agreement under capital for the MLK Field Green Stormwater Infrastructure Project to Michael Baker Incorporated, Michael Baker International Incorporated, in the amount of $56,841.33. This project is located in the Terrace Village neighborhood and is intended to reduce CSO overflows in the M19 watershed. The CSO reduction will be achieved by storing over 1.5 inches of stormwater runoff from a minimum of 9 acres in the Oak Hill and Addison Terrace developments through the installation of underground storage within the existing field area. This project has been estimated to store approximately 450,000 gallons of stormwater runoff through capture and slow release. Staff recommends that the board approve this amendment.
Thank you, Barry. May I have a motion?
So moved, Audrey Morel.
Thank you, Audrey. Is there a second?
Second, Erica.
Peg McCormick.
Okay.
You get it,
Erica and
Erica.
Peg seconding. Any discussion?
It was good to see that that the Prime has achieved 34% participation to date on this. So that was those are really nice numbers to see.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor of resolution number 36, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? All right. Resolution number 36 is approved. Into the home stretch, Barry, resolution number 37.
Resolution number 37 is a request for the board's approval to award multiple operating contracts for the 2022 surface restoration to Aethelino Construction in the amount of $2,769,000 and to Mealy & Sons in the amount of $2,855,675 respectively, as well as approve the award of a professional services agreement for construction management and construction inspection services to Hatch Associates Consultants Incorporated in the amount of $998,900. Please note that these are indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity contracts for addressing necessary surface restorations for sites that are completed by our PWSA operations. This includes open sites that are yet to be restored to date and sites that will be completed in the 2022 construction season. This contract involves milling, asphalt placement, brick, landscaping, and concrete restoration across the PWSA service area in support of our water and sewer line repair sites that are completed by the Department of Operations. I did want to point out the significant SDP commitment that Hatch has made of 49%, and staff would recommend that the board approve these awards.
Thank you. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Audrey Morel.
Thank you, Audrey. Is there a second?
Second, Erica Strasburger.
Thank you, Erica. Any discussion?
Just to echo Barry's comment about those goals, very, very impressive. They really are raising the bar, which is good to see.
Very good. So Barry, this is one of the projects. Of course, we have a lot of collaboration with the city in terms of surface restoration. We have a new administration, new leadership in DOMI and so forth. Can you comment on the collaboration that you're seeing so far with sharing resurfacing plans for the city and others, so that we're working in sync with what's going on in city government?
So we're early in the process, but it's definitely an open communication that exists between both organizations and a desire by both organizations to improve what's been developed over the past several years. There are improvements we have seen, but we want to see more. And we definitely need enhanced communication. So we think we're getting in that direction, and hopefully the new lifeblood that's involved in both PWSA, to be honestly, as well as the city, I think we'll see improvements here.
Very good. Thank you. All those, any other questions or comments, discussion on this resolution? All those in favor of resolution number 37, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, resolution number 37 is approved. That's the last resolution. I do want to point out, as all of you know, that the world has changed in the last 24, 48 hours. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the people that are suffering with the conflict in Ukraine. The images that are coming back, people sleeping in subways and having their homes bombed. It's just unconscionable what's going on. And so ask you all to direct your thoughts and prayers to the folks that are suffering in Ukraine. And we also have to be, I think, more vigilant. You know, I think all of our staff that's participating in this meeting, our consultants and so forth, I do feel that there will be retributions, perhaps, and cyber attacks and lots of other things in our critical infrastructure. So I ask all of you to be as vigilant as possible to make sure that our assets are protected, that our ratepayers, you know, will continue to receive the services that we're providing, and hopefully we'll have a quick end to the conflict and some resolution for world peace as well. Let's move to adjournment. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, Audrey Morel.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second, BJ.
All right, thank you, BJ. Our meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.
Right.
Thank you.